SMU playing at Penn State, huh? This is what happens. You lose the Big Ten championship game, you get SMU. I kid because I care, all right? Love our folks at Penn State. This is a Saturday, first day of winter, 12/21. It's a noon kickoff Eastern time. Graduation is that weekend at Penn State. I'm told that there are hotels available in Detroit, roughly. That's as close as you can get a hotel room. Wonderful, wonderful. I think about this, and I've already made my thoughts known on how ridiculous the auto bid thing is as it relates to how it sets up the rest of the structure. I've talked about that. All right, what about the matchup? I hate it for SMU. I hate the matchup for them. Weather is going to suck even on the best days up there. It sucks this time of year. SMU's run game in the cold weather against this defense, aside from Oregon, no one's really run the ball all that effectively. And I think we understand why Oregon ran the ball effectively. They bring a little different caliber firepower than SMU will. Penn State's offensive line has matched pressure really well this year, or they've prevented it, I guess is the better way to say it, really well this year. But speaking of pressure, pressure is aplenty here. Pressure's on James Franklin, again. So walk with me through this. Penn State gets Ohio State in Beaver Stadium earlier this year. We were there. And competitive game, Ohio State wins. And Franklin's walking off the field, the fans, some of them booing him. And then they end up regrouping. They play really good ball. And they earn themselves a right to go to the Big Ten championship game. And they played Oregon tough and had some calls go against them, but they lost again. A little less shocking to the senses because they knew they were already in the playoff, but they lost again last night. Okay, so after failing their two biggest tests this year, they go and they get a playoff game at home against SMU, and they're over a touchdown favorite. You've got to win. There's no other option here. You've got to win because this is a situation where to this point, the games that Franklin's been losing in these big moments, they've been an underdog in. I don't have a problem with it. I wish that they'd win some, but technically, you know, if you're going the supposed to route, they're not supposed to win those games. They're supposed to win this one. It's a playoff game. First one they've ever been in because it's expanded. It's a playoff game. Got to win that one. And then they got to go win the next one. Like, I think there's legit pressure here. There's always pressure to win. You need to understand, when I say pressure, I mean like legacy pressure. I mean the way that you're remembered, the way that a lot of these seniors are remembered. You get SMU and Boise potentially back-to-back if you're Penn State. One of them at home, the other one neutral. You got to go win both of them. SMU could shock the world here. SMU, it feels like this great weight is lifted off their shoulders. The question around SMU was, would they make it? Would they make it? Would they make it? Well, they made it. Okay, well, you can't go sigh of relief now and go get roasted 30-7. Now you got to get ready. You got a little bit of time, and you got to go play your best game of the year. They got down early to Clemson last night, and they had to fight and claw, and they got back in it, credit to them, but their entire game script got thrown all out of whack because, well, I mean, they haven't had that happen to them really this year. The only other time was the Duke game, and that's kind of when they turned the ball over half a dozen times. Got to prevent that. Got to prevent that in the highest leverage spot of the year for you.